Hello, this is Neville Buchanan from the Summit Church of Christ in Cold Spring, Kentucky, looking at our daily devotion today, which is concerning temptation. Probably the best place to go when it comes to temptation is where it first started. One of the titles you could use is Who Told You That You Were Naked? If you want to look at it from a topical point of view, there is some topics taken from the Tori R 2001 New Topical Textbook. It's a really great resource. By the way, most of my resources comes off the Logos software. Highly recommend that. Some of the words that you might find coming out and might give you some ideas as to how temptation works. The text, Genesis chapter 3, verse 1. Now the serpent was more crafty than any other beast of the field that the Lord had made. He said to the woman, "Did God actually say, 'You shall not eat of any tree in the garden?' And the woman said to the serpent, 'We may eat of the fruit of the trees in the garden. But God said, You shall not eat of the fruit of the tree that is in the midst of the garden.'" That's right in the middle of the garden. "Neither shall you touch it, lest you die." But the serpent said to the woman, "You will not surely die, for God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." So when the woman saw that the tree was good for fruit, and that it was a delight to the eyes, that's boastful pride of life, lust of the eyes, lust of the flesh, here comes the boastful pride of life part, and that the tree was to be desired to make one wise, she took of its fruit and ate. And she also gave to her husband who was with her, and he ate. Now chronologically, Eve ate first, but theologically, Adam was held responsible, for he was the head of the human race, the first created of the human race. Then the eyes of both were opened, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves loincloths. So you see the cover up starting almost immediately. You see the shame, you see them hiding away from God. It's amazing how quick sin will take you down its path. A possible outline from the Outline Bible: the transgression of Adam, Adam's disobedience, the treachery, the tragedy, Adam's deceit, Adam's despair, Adam's defense, Adam's discipline, Adam's deliverance, and Adam's dismissal. So no sooner has the creation occurred than mankind is already getting into chaos in the Garden of Eden. Look at chapter 39 as a way of getting out of sin. The life of Joseph with that's Potiphar's wife. Verse 7. And it came to pass after these things that his master's wife cast her eyes upon Joseph, and she said, "Lie with me." But he refused. He refused to lie with his master's wife. "How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against, not Potiphar, but against God?" Verse 12. And she caught him by his garment, saying, "Lie with me." And he left his garment in her hand, and fled, and got him out. So we see that Joseph knew, when all else fails, 1 Corinthians 6 verse 18, flee fornication. There comes a time when you just have to realize that avoiding temptation is not good enough, that putting up all the roadblocks towards temptation is not going to be enough, that stuffing yourself with all the good fruit in the garden is not going to be enough, that standing against temptation, that you're not going to be strong enough. There comes a time when you actually have to get out of that environment. I hope that God will give you a very special message from this text today as you ask Him to guide you in the way that you have chosen, in the way that He's chosen for you, and that you will choose His path rather than the path that looks so wonderful that the devil is tempting you in. God bless you as you get this message and you walk in His path.